Hi guys, so today I am working with Sogoodhair. So here's the box. It's way too bright for you guys to see. The box is too bright because they decided to have a white box and my lights do not like that. However, let's talk about this hair. So I was sent 3 24s and a 20-inch closure, and upon first thoughts, the hair is super duper nice. It is in the body wave style. It's very soft, like it doesn't have that ashy feel, but upon first look, I am seeing a lot of flyaways and frizzies, specifically their baby hair. Their baby hair is questionable a little in my opinion. So it's a little too frizzy for my liking, and it's giving me maybe I'll start shedding tease. It hasn't shed yet with me handling it. Oh, it actually is shedding. So I want to see how it does after, you know, dyeing, conditioning, and styling, and seeing how bad the shedding is. But right now, I'm a little weary, to say the least. I don't know how this will play out. So if you guys want to see how I got the coloring in the thumbnail, go ahead and stay tuned. But I do want to kind of talk about my process of breaking down coloring when I do inspo type videos. Oh, first and foremost, do not talk about my nails. I'm getting a fill-in today. My nail tech has been out on vacation and I have been dying. But when doing this hair coloring, I noticed that it looks like the intricate part that's colored is only the closure. If you guys can look closely at the picture on the screen, you'll see that the bundles are actually dyed a more periwinkle titanium color, and it is the closure that has all of the ombre / holographic detailing. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's going to be similar but not the same. I don't want to have a periwinkle base, only because I've been using that color a lot on the channel recently, especially with the Buzz Lightyear video. So I'm going to try to do a more lavender, I don't know, like a purple, more of a purple, a happy purple. I don't really know the color I'm going for, but definitely more of a bright lavender happy purple as my base, and then kind of go in with the detailing with a darker purple and some of the holographic tones on the closure. So that'll make it a lot easier because I can definitely just dip dye the bundles, and then it wouldn't take long to do that detailing work on the closure. So I know you've seen this process 1,000,001 times on YouTube here. So what we're gonna do is just take the 613 hair and dip it in some colored water. I'm using Lavender by Adore for this. Alright guys, so now we've gotten to the fun part. We are going to do the detailed holographic work. So to do this, you're going to need more than a few colors. I have a lime green from Kiss. I believe this is Sunrise Orange. Definitely Sunrise Orange from Adore, Sky Blue from Adore, Violet Gem, and the Lavender. Now, how we're going to do this is we're going to root it with the Violet Gem. Then we're going to hit it up with the Sky Blue. Then we're going to hit it up with the lime green, then the orange, and we're going to finish up probably with the lavender so it blends into the rest of the hair. So here is the actual order in which we'll be applying the color to get this effect. Now, I've never done this before. I'm hoping that the colors don't bleed. I'm hoping they don't become muddy. And to do that, there has to be a very detailed way of actually applying the dye to the hair. So we're going to get into that in just a second. I did a test strip just to see if the colors I'm working with are close enough to the colors in the reference photo. And what I found was that the sky blue is entirely too dark, and we started to get more of a rainbow effect than a neon effect. So I decided to go with baby blue from Adore. Now this is still wet, so this isn't the true to color, but what I did was I took maybe about 4 drops of baby blue, 1 drop of Adore Electric Lime. I'm not going to be using this for the lime, I'm going to use the Kiss, but I did have some of this left over, so I did use 1 drop of this and about 4 globs, I don't know how to explain that, of conditioner until I got this color. Now this is closer to the blue in the photo, so this is the blue we'll be using. We will not be using the sky blue. Please take note. Other than that, all the other colors looked similar enough that I felt like I could pull off the effects. This will not be the size of the strips either. This was just for me to get a big enough patch to know what I'm working with. So here is my closure. Do not mind the brown, that'll be covered up by the violet gem. It's just from me tinting the lace. Again, we're still working on tinting lace, but I think I figured out a way to be able to tint lace without dyeing the hair as well. So when you're working with 613, this is just ink. You can wash this out. I just don't have time to wash and dry this closure again. So I also kept about 1/3 of a bundle, and this is just so that when we do make the wig, it's a little more full under here than if it was just the closure on top of the solidly colored bundles. It'll make more sense once the wig is made. I'll explain it in more depth. But I have this wig attached to my table so it doesn't move anywhere. Wig, frontal closure. It's just attached there with one of the handy dandy like clips, and I've already separated it in half so it's easier to work with. So what I'm going to be doing is basically separating and then applying the color, and separating and applying the color. You guys will see that shortly. And I'm also going to be able to kind of line up the tracks with this portion so that the color on the tracks will line up with the wig once we make the wig. Okay, so does that make sense? So I'll be able to line up the track with the very edge of the closure and be able to line up the coloring so that this coloring isn't off center once we make the wig. Okay, so to start, I just did a line of demarcation of where I want that violet gem to end so that I'm not taking it too far down on any section of the painted hair. I actually learned while I was painting that it's very important that you separate your layers. I kind of knew that before starting, but I was like, maybe I can get away with it. You can't. Go ahead and make sure you separate your layers with some cling wrap or some aluminum foil or something. This process. I'm gonna go ahead and add that blue in now, right on top of that purple, and take it down a little bit farther. The blue is the one color I'm overpacking on because I want to make sure that since it has so much conditioner in it, it really saturates the hair, and that color does come through. And then I'm gonna go over half of that blue and bring the green in. Once that's done, I'm gonna go in with the orange and kind of merge that with the green. Not worrying about blending too much. It doesn't look like the hair is very blended. It kind of just looks like chunks, so that's what we're gonna go for here. I'm gonna separate it. And we're gonna go on to the next piece. Okay guys, so this was probably the most challenging wig I've done by far, and I know I've said that on my channel, but as I continue to grow and challenge myself, this one ranks the top. So really quickly, I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of what I've done off screen. So I finished dyeing it, and then I dip dyed the ends of the closure. So I did that same watercolor method that you guys saw earlier, and that's when I realized that it needed a little bit of something to kind of bring the orange into the lighter purple. So I went back in with that root color and added it in here, which I think makes a great effect when the hair is in movement. I could have probably blended it a little bit more, but I wasn't sure how it was coming out. And I'm gonna let you guys know, the violet gem is very tricky to work with. I've mixed it with the periwinkle to give it a cooler tone because it was coming out a little hot pink. When you have, for some reason, the violet gem, I feel like if you don't dilute it or you don't make sure it's mixed for it has patches. It's a very patchy color and tricky color to work with. So keep that in mind if you do decide to go with that color for your deeper purple. Now I want to show you guys what the hair looks like in movement, because you really get that kind of reflective effect, that holographic effect, more so when the hair is moving than you do when it's like, I feel like when it's just like this, it just looks rainbow, but when it's kind of like in movement, you definitely get that, like, oh, okay, yeah, that eye trick makes sense. So anyway, I just ran the flat iron through the hair very quickly. It wasn't an actual like styling. I was getting ready to curl it because I do think this hair might look, the effect might work better curled, because I mean light bends. So if the hair is bending, it would give that lighting effect. But I love the hair straight as well, so I'm in confusion. I haven't decided yet, that's why it's not on my head. Also, I realized that I wasn't recording anything I was doing, so I had to come back to you guys. I completely made the wig. The wig is 3 bundles, I believe I said, of 24 and then a 20-inch closure. So I didn't do that on camera. The hair is nice and light. I do need to go back in and press out again. I just did a flat iron, so I do need to go back in with my hot comb and press out this closure. Also with the violet gem, be careful because you will get heat spikes. I don't know if you guys can see up here where it's turning a little pink. That is a heat spike. That is from me flat ironing it, and you can see where my flat iron started and stayed there just a little too long. So these are the problems you get when doing hair. These are real life problems, and I'm trying to let you guys know about it. So just bear in mind that with color, affordable coloring, comes some great finesses that you'll have to come up with. Other than that, I think the hair color came out freaking amazing. I was so scared I was losing the blue during the coloring process because I was taking the green and mixing it up so high, but I'm glad I took that time to do that because I think the mixture of this hair color is like bar freaking none. The only place where I think I didn't mix enough was where that violet gem and that lavender meets. So yeah, if I could go back and do that, I would focus more on blending the violet gem and the lavender. But until then, I think this came out pretty darn good. My God, I'm living for this hair color. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely living for it. Here we go. A little bit more frame. Yeah, so the next time you'll see this wig will be on my head and we can see it in live motion, and we can really get to know her and get to know whether or not she is a fail or a finesse with this recreation. It's definitely inspired. I'm not sure if I should call it a recreation, only because I deliberately did not use the same colors for like the base color, and I didn't do the two-toned back and front, but for all intents and purposes, I got completely inspired by Royal Ray, and she's a beast because Mixing orange and green is a recipe for disaster. Mixing purple and orange is a recipe. So you guys can kind of see in here, I faded out that orange and even added a soft lavender. I added in a Doris soft lavender, and the reason being because I wanted to have a buffer between orange and purple. And if you guys know your color wheel, you know exactly why. As you can see, the green and the orange sometimes reflects like a brownie bronze, but that's what happens if you mix the colors. And it's kind of impossible to not mix the colors if you're blending the colors. So I didn't want to have that effect here and here, so I used a pink. I kind of looked up holographic film and holographic pictures and things like that, and sometimes I would see like a pinky color kind of come in and blend down. So I thought, okay, I'll use like a pink, and soft lavender is a perfect color for that because it's right in between a baby pink, soft purplish color. Alright you guys, so this is the finished product atop my head. If I don't have the most energy in this after talk, I don't know what I want to name this, but if I don't have the most energy in this section, it's probably because I'm just not feeling well today, or really this week. If you guys see my hair blowing all over the place like Beyonce's, because I have my little Beyonce fan. It is very hot in my studio with my lighting in the summertime. Basically, the hair itself is really soft and really nice. I'm not getting shedding from 613 bundles. That is a huge plus. However, the closure I'm not a fan of. Now, so I will say that the closure itself does not lay good with the bundles, only because the closure just looks super flat to me, and it's weird. Like, maybe I know I pressed it out a little too much, only because I got heat spikes in the purple, and that happens when you leave your flat iron or a hot tool on the coloring too long with some of the Adore dyes, mostly the blues and the things with blue undertones. For some reason they'll get heat spikes, so you'll see a little bit of hot pink. If I like move the hair, you'll see a little hot pink in the roots, and that's just a heat spike. I could dye it over, and I do intend to just dye it over, but I really need to get this video out because it's already been a week coming just dyeing this hair. Also, I didn't make baby hairs, and I completely regret it because the lace is too thick to kind of like finesse it without baby hair, so I'm definitely going to have to baby hair this bad boy up. Which I don't really like to do with closures, but I do it whenever the closure is a little too thick to lay flat as possible. Like, you guys can clearly see that line of demarcation, even though it's not cut straight across, because I don't cut my closure straight across. It still looks kind of like hammerheady, and that's because of how thick the lace actually is, and it's like it's sitting off of my head. I colored the closure in like a little strip of actual hair, and both of the closure and the hair both took to the color the exact same, and you can't tell where the color is, where it separates, all that good stuff. This is like a fantasy wig. This is not a wig you would wear every day, so I'm gonna wear it out today, but like it's hard when I do these colors to let you guys know the longevity of the hair, only because you wouldn't wear this every day. My colorful wigs I wear like once a month, really. I don't tend to wear them on a daily basis like I do my black hair, only because I don't want to always beat my face and coordinate an outfit and and you kind of got to do that when you're doing fantasy colors. You have to make sure everything's coordinated. Like today, I did not get my stuff in the mail, thank you Amazon, so I do not have a really cute outfit to rock with this hair. I had a whole thing I was going to do, and Amazon delivered my shit to someone else's house. Even took a picture of it. Whatever, who cares? I have an attitude today, whatever. The actual hair itself, like I said, I ran my flat iron through this hair one time, and I have not done it again, and the hair is straight, like it's sleek, straight, it's awesome, and it was a body wave, so I'm actually super excited about that. The luster of the hair is awesome. Like, you guys see that shine that it has? That's really good. I'm able to run my hands through the hair, no problemo. So I would say all in all, the actual 613 bundles from Sogoodhair are so good. Again, the closure I was not excited about. I'm not too excited about it. I probably will go with like a frontal or something next time, just because I don't like how it's making my head look a little square. Like I want it to lay flatter, and it's just not doing so. Maybe if I take the wig apart and reconstruct it or something. But yeah. Cons, I noticed that the closure had those little sealed knot things. I absolutely hate those. I think it makes it too hard to pluck the hairline to a good level. Like it doesn't look natural, and that's because you have like whatever that chemical is on the knots. I'm gonna figure it out, find out, and let you guys know, because I always talk about it. I don't like it. It's hard to pluck the hair out of the lace, and it also doesn't look good once you do pluck it, because you often leave like little tiny short hairs, which is what happened in my part. They're like little tiny short hairs, and I absolutely freaking hate that. But it's so hard to completely pluck the hair out when it's sealed with those knots. But I understand that companies might do that because 613 hair is way more fragile, and they don't want the closures and frontals to shed so quickly, so they'll seal the knots. The hair color I really like, and I think I like it more in motion. You guys can clearly see my tracks, but I like the hair color more in motion. Like when the hair isn't straight down, it's kind of like this, like it's like zigzag. It looks so freaking good to me. My earring has fallen out of my ear. Okay. I really like the hair from Sogoodhair. Not so much the closure, but I do absolutely love the hair, and it's taken to color freaking amazingly. I didn't have a lot of splotches of patches, only where I didn't blend the violet with the violet gem with the lavender. Do you really see like a line of demarcation or anything like that? Everything else has blended gorgeously, and I am super duper excited about this hair color. You guys let me know what you think about it down below, and all ups go to Royal Ray for inspiring me to do this, and for you guys for requesting it. And please request more, because like I've been lost sometimes of what colors to do. I love when you guys request things. I have seen some requests down below. Somebody did request a Fairly Odd Parents look, so I will be doing that pretty soon. That's coming up. That is on the list, so don't fret. I saw you requested. I'm gonna give you a shout out in the video for requesting it, so do not fret. We're going to do our cartoon color series, and we're going to rock with that for a while. So if you guys have any other things you would like me to do, just send it to me on Instagram. That's like my mode of like inspiration right there. Like that's my like mood board or whatever. If you guys just send it to me on Instagram, I can kind of look at who did it and give them credit and things like that, because I do post pictures of my wigs on Instagram, so I would love to give credit where credit is due and tag the original author. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I've been stuck in the house all day, and I get a little bit of cabin fever, and I'm getting like irritated at every single little noise I hear. So I need to get out of here. But I'm gonna see you guys in my next tutorial. I love you so much. Mwah.